Good evening, everyone out there. I forgot to unmute myself there for a second, but I was waiting for the YouTube channel to come up live anyway. So, yes, let me get myself on the screen. I have not done this for a while right here. Um, and I was just a little my brain just kind of went woo. All right, so anyway, we are live here on Allie J Live, and I'm excited to be back with you once again. I know I just went live a little bit ago for I was showing you some of my flowers and stuff that I was planting outside, and I got talking about Mother's Day a little bit, and I got cut off because the app just crashed. I was using my mobile app, and the app just crashed, and so I was a little disappointed that it had crashed. So I wanted to come on and just share a little more about what I was talking about with you about Mother's Day. And so yeah, that's why I'm here now, and I'm excited to be back with you here live out on Allie J Live. And as you can see, things look a little different behind me. Getting this place all ready for my siblings to come in and with their kids, and we're getting my sister's wedding is coming up, so it's going to be a busy household for in a week or so. It's going to be an interesting couple weeks. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun. And as I had also mentioned, I'm kind of shifting in my job a little bit as far as what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be getting up really early from now on, and so I'm kind of nervous about that. But we'll see how it goes. I think it's going to be a good transition, and it's just a lot happening in the next couple weeks. But I'm grateful to be back here with you, and so kind of going back to talking about Mother's Day a little bit, I wanted to share. I'll just kind of reiterate a little bit of what I was saying earlier. I wanted to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and you know, I'm not a mother myself, like in the physical sense as a mother, but I appreciated how the small group leader at instead of having our regular small group on Sunday evening, like we have, we went and did a breakfast instead, just kind of since it's Mother's Day, people have activities going on and all these different things. So the small group leader was talking about Mother's Day, and he was wishing everyone a happy Mother's Day. And he said, and I wish a happy, or to all the spiritual mothers out there too. So people who are single like me, women who are single like me, I'm the only single woman in the group, except for when my friend and bandmate Jen is there, which since she moved to Virginia, she's not been able to make it, obviously, because she's too far away. So she's not able to make it unless she's in the area, sadly. So I'm technically the only single woman in the group anymore. And so he was just saying, he was referring to me as a spiritual mother because I interact with other kids, whether it's my own nieces and nephews or other people's kids at church or work or whatever it may be, that various jobs that I've had in the past. I've had opportunity to interact with kids at work, and now even as a bus driver, I get to interact with kids every day. And obviously, I'm not their mother, but as their bus driver, I am the one that is in charge of those kids on the bus. And that's the if you want to say the job of a bus driver is to make sure that those kids are safe and make sure that they get home safely or get to school safely, depending on what you're doing, whether it's picking up or dropping off. And so, in a sense, sometimes as a bus driver, you are required to, the kids are not behaving. We have rules that they have to follow and all these different things. You're not trying to be their mother or anything like that, or father if you're a man that's a bus driver. You're just trying to be a mentor to them, to teach them that they need to behave in the bus. And sometimes that can prove to be very difficult. But besides the point, what the small group leader was saying was to even the spiritual mothers, like women who are single, who pour into other people's kids' lives. It's almost like being a mother, but in a different sense. If you're a Christian and you believe in being spiritually minded and spiritually minded with children, it's nice to be able to pour into other kids' lives as a single woman, to kind of be like a mentor or a spiritual mother to them, and just be able to interact with them in that way. And to, whether you're a teacher, whether you are a Sunday school teacher or a school teacher or a music teacher or anything like that, if you don't have your own kids, you may not be a single woman. You could be a married woman who just doesn't have any kids either. So, my pastor's wife, she is single. She refers to herself as a spiritual mother to many children. Have over the years has been a spiritual mother to many children, and she believes that's what God has called her to be, and she never ended up having any of her own kids. And so there are women out there who that's what they do. They are like a spiritual mother, and they end up not having their own kids, so for various reasons. So that's kind of the point I'm at right now until God changes that. That's where I'm at. But I just want to shout out to all the mothers out there. I want to give a shout out to my own mother because she has done so much for me over the years. I've had dealt with so many different physical things over the years, and she's always been there, and she's been very busy with my life over the years, as far as when I was a little kid, all the hospital stays and the trips to Philadelphia and everything like that. She doesn't know I'm talking about this, so I'm going to just say it anyway. But I'm very thankful for her, and I'm thankful for what she has done in my life. And I'm going to see if I can get her to come on the show here real quick. I don't know if I can, but we'll see. Let me see if I can get her on here real quick. Give me 1 second. We're going to go to a little brief break. I'll be right back. Mom! Whoops. I didn't realize it was still on. All right, so here she is. Can you just come in and say hi to everybody? This is my mom. I want to wish her a happy Mother's Day, and
Hi, everyone.
yeah, she's been with me through a lot of stuff over the years, and I really appreciate everything she's done for me and just for all of us kids here at this house. And got a lot going on even today. So I even helped her get a job working for the same company that I work for. So yeah.
I drive van. I'm not getting my CDL.
She doesn't want to be a bus driver. She just wants to drive a van, which it's not for everybody, I guess. Even though I told her, I said, once I started driving bus, I'm like, I kind of enjoy it more than I do driving a van. So I like being able to sit up high. I kind of went over all this before, but anyway, sorry for yelling Mom into the microphone. I forgot when I switched screens, it didn't mute on the other screen because it has separate things. So I apologize for yelling into the microphone. I know that's a little weird, but so yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, she's gonna go now. So thanks for stopping in. I put her on the spot, and she was all like, Anyway, so that's my mother, and yeah. So I just want to wish all the mothers out there happy Mother's Day. You are greatly appreciated, and um, keep keep doing what you're doing. Do your best, and as if you are a Christian woman and a Bible believing woman, the Bible says, "Train up a child in the way they should go, and they will not depart from it." Um, and as Christians, even as a spiritual mother, if if I have the opportunity to speak something into the life of a child, um, to help them grow spiritually, I have, that's something I really enjoy doing as well. So, yeah. So all of you mothers and spiritual mothers out there, just happy Mother's Day. Hope you have a wonderful day, and enjoy it. I mean, hopefully the weather's nice, and that's all I really have to say about Mother's Day. But I did want to kind of I don't want to deviate too much from Mother's Day, but I kind of wanted to address this the new pope that got elected, or not elected but appointed. I guess he kind of did get elected because they vote, so it's almost like an election, but he was appointed. um I know there's a lot of differing of opinions out there as far as what's going on with that whole situation. Maybe we'll talk about that on another episode, and we'll just kind of stick to the topic at hand right now, because I don't want to deviate too far from it. So I just wanted to come back on here and clarify what was going on with my last live stream, because I know there was some technical difficulties. I tried to go back on and restart it, and it had already ended. And then for whatever reason, it would not let me. It said I was live and I was back on recording again, but it never uploaded to Facebook. So rather than just trying to upload a minute and a half clip, I thought I'll come back on here and explain what happened, and then kind of finish out this way. And yeah, so now that my life is getting a little bit more consistent as far as work, and then now that bowling's over, I do have a couple trips coming up end of June. My sister's wedding's coming up the end of May, and just some other things coming up. Philadelphia trips here and there. Well, actually, I got one, I guess. One Philly trip coming up. No, two. One in May, one in June. So, yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to I keep saying that I want to get more consistent with doing these live streams, but then something always seems to want to pop up and interfere and get in the way, like a kidney stone or a stomach issue or different things like that. I just want to kind of update you on what's going on with all of that stuff. So the kidney stone issue is resolved for now, anyway. I'm praying that, and I appreciate all the prayers from everyone. I am praying that they don't come back, that, they just are gone for good. And I know that's not the common theme with kidney stones, that once you get them, they tend to come back a little easier, but I'm not going to speak that over myself. I want to trust that the Lord has a plan here, and whatever that plan is, I know he's going to work things out. And I think it's kind of just a growing experience. The first time that I had them, I can't say that I handled it as well. Well, it was a little bit different because I ended up getting sepsis from the infection and ended up in the hospital and all that kind of stuff. So I was a lot weaker, a lot sicker, and just a lot more was happening that time around, where this time around I caught it earlier. The doctor started treating it right away as I was in the emergency room. And I think that really, really helped to keep it from getting to the point it did last time. So I'm very thankful for that. And I was able to do a lot more stuff than the last time, because last time I was laid up and it took me, I don't know how long to get my strength back. When I got out of the hospital last time 2 years ago, I could barely walk because the sepsis had just wiped me out completely, and I don't know. It was weird. I hadn't experienced something like that since I was like 9 years old, and I'm just thankful that this time around, God sustained me through the whole thing, and it just did not get near as bad. I was able to get back to work on a moderate basis, and yeah, it was a lot different. I was actually able to start bowling again, even with having the tube in, and it was just a lot better, a lot better experience. I don't want to say it was a good experience because obviously it's not. It was not a good experience, but I learned some things from it. I grew in certain areas from it, and one of the things I learned the most from it was, you know, sometimes we are to be content in whatever state we are in. And it's easy to just sit back and want to complain and just think about all the negatives of what is going on in the state that we are in. But what good does that do us? What good does that do us to just sit back and think about all the negatives of the state that we're in? Sometimes, I mean, yeah, we need to realize, hey, I'm in a certain condition here and I need to limit certain things and be, cognitive of what is going on so I'm not hurting myself further or overdoing it or whatever. But to also realize the idea that there are still things that I can be doing, and there are still things that I can be doing, productive, not just sitting around playing video games or watching TV, which, the first time this happened, that's a lot of what I did because I was so weak and just in a lot of pain and things like that. And that's understandable if you are in a state that it puts you in feeling that way. I completely understand. It's a lot harder to want to be out doing things and just to be more ambitious, and it really does. It can bring you down, and I completely understand that. I am not negating that fact at all, and I completely understand where people are coming from when they're suffering from those types of things. But we also need to really think about the things that we can be thankful for. If we focus on the things that we are thankful for and the things that God has allowed us to do, even in those times, whether it's just the fact that we're still alive, whether it's the fact that we can still do whatever it is that we are capable of doing, sometimes it's hard to focus on those things. But if we allow God to renew our minds and to give us the understanding that we need, He can help us to have a different focus when we're in that state of mind. And I just wanted to share that with you because I just really felt like, there's a lot of people out there dealing with depression and anxiety and all these different disorders, and they're trying to find ways to cope with these things and trying to find medicines and doctors to answer all the questions. And then when they can't get the answers they want, they just, they don't know what to do. And I get it. It's hard. But I guess from growing up with the limitations that I had, God really used that to teach me to grasp the things that I was capable of doing and push on with those capabilities, even with the limitations that I had. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Sometimes my brain just think something and when it comes out, some people don't grasp it. They don't understand what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to say is, um, when you have dealt with something for your entire life, or you've dealt with many different things, and when you grow up with whether it's a disability, a limitation, or things like that, you learn to cope with it in a certain way. Everyone copes with things in different ways, and it's all a matter of how we decide to cope with that. And sometimes we allow ourselves to think, well, I have a right to cope this way, or I have a right to cope that way, or whatever. But if we allow the Holy Spirit to fill us, and we allow Jesus to come into our lives, he can give us peace that passes all understanding, and he can help us to focus on the things that we can be thankful for, and the things that we are capable of doing, and to push forward with those things that we are capable of doing, and not focus on the things we can't do. Because there's a lot of things I can't do, but for whatever reason, I don't focus on those things that I can't do. I take the things that I can do, like bowling, like doing this, driving a bus. I mean, taking all the different things that I am capable of doing. There are some things that I like to try, and if I'm not capable of doing them, I might be disappointed for a little while, but I try not to focus on it, and I focus on the things that I am capable of doing, and I move on. And I try not to focus on all the negatives of life. Because if we focus on all the negatives, all the things that can make us paranoid, give us fear, all these different things, what kind of life are we living? How can we live for the Lord if we are constantly paranoid and fearing what might happen? If we are fearing the unknown all the time, there's just no God. That's not what God has for us. I don't believe that's what God has for us. So I just wanted to share that with you. I felt led to just kind of share that with you, and I hope it encourages you. I hope that if you're dealing with something right now, if you're dealing with whether it's a medical issue, I completely can relate to what you are going through, and I am not trying to downplay your medical issues at all. And I pray that the Lord heals you, and that if that he allows you to get back to whatever it was that you really enjoyed doing, because I completely understand that. When you're going through something and you're not capable of doing the things that you really enjoy doing, it can really bring you down. And so I just wanted to, hopefully there's somebody out there that can be encouraged by this, and find some peace in their current situation. If you're struggling to find peace in whatever it is, and I hope that the Lord uses that. So anyway, I just wanted to share that, and I wanted to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day, all the mothers out there. Just happy Mother's Day. I hope you have a wonderful day. Hope the weather's nice for you, depending where you're from. I don't know what the weather's like out west or anywhere besides central Pennsylvania. So, that's basically all I'm going to say. So I hope that you have a wonderful Mother's Day, and I hope you have a wonderful week. I'm going to try, and I say this every time, I know. I'm going to try and get back on here more consistently, and bringing on some guests. I know I keep saying I'm going to bring on guests, but like I said, things happen, and sometimes we say something and then it doesn't happen. Then it's disappointing, and I'm just kind of like, all right, what's going on here? But I'm going to buckle down here, get some things scheduled to have some guests on here, and hopefully, Lord willing, next time I will have a guest on here with me, and we'll talk about some different topics. So If you would like to, if there's somebody that you would like to see on here as a guest, whether it's, a pastor or a local politician, or if you have connections to even like federal politicians, like the president or vice president, I'd gladly take those connections, and that would be pretty cool. But I know that I'm a long ways from that, so we'll just start with state level things for now, or even county level, or whatever it may be. So I'm just messing around. Someday maybe, if you never know. I don't know. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great night and have a happy Mother's Day. See you next time right here on Allie J Live.